Group of people dressed in black gathered at dawn outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, staging a 1-hour demonstration in mourning and resistance for what they say was to reject the spectacle of sentimental patriotism and deadly militarism.
Trump passed a beautiful bill and they're not happy. But you can't make your dislike a performance. Make your action a performance. Imagine if I dislike somebody. So long story short, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the taxes going down for the people and the businesses, because if they can grow, there's more job for more people. He's helping the police offer so they can get more funding, more equipment, they can hire people even better. And yeah, if there's law, people feel safe. And just like the police, we have ICE. They're going to get more tools to keep the border safe and get the people that entered illegally, especially now after the border was open and we have millions of people that have come and they don't really know where they are. And supposedly they're going to finish the wall. And I think the only reason certain people didn't like the bill is because they raised the debt ceiling again.
Because that is the amount of money that will solve everything. It comes out of an understanding that policing is something that does not create safety.
What?
And what we need to do is reinvest into things that are proven indicators and creators of safety. And the city council budget did not do that.
He supports socialism. So how the heck do you want to remove money from the cops and put it in money in something that works, but you can't show me a country that follows the narrative of socialism and makes it work?
So the third holy grail of taboos in American politics, you have socialism, you have Islam, and then you have Palestine. And you are really going for the trifecta.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Tell me, why is Palestine a part of your politics?
When you grow up as someone, especially in the third world, you have a very different understanding of the Palestinian struggle.
The point is that it seems that he wants to get your vote through sympathy by pretending, I've been eating like this since I was born.
So you might watch this video and go, oh, okay, so this man is a Muslim. I know that he only became an American citizen in 2017. He's, eating with his hands. He's talking about being from the third world. Like, it seems like he maybe only came to America very recently. Like, he actually was raised in a third world country. But guys, that is not really what happened. Zohran Mamdani is actually an incredibly privileged individual who is the embodiment of the American dream. And this whole eating with his hands, talking about the third world, that is a farce. That is a cosplay that he is using to play with people's emotions. And also, he doesn't even eat that way normally, I don't think, because here's a photo of him sitting on the subway eating a burrito, a handheld food vessel with a knife and fork.
I didn't know that.
I've never seen people eat a burrito unless the burrito was broken with sauce because it was too filled with the meat. Eat it with a fork and knife? I've never seen that before. So I find it rather odd. A food that generally you eat like that, now you eat with a fork and a knife.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, imagine if somebody comes meet me for the first time. Hey, how you doing? We look the same.
Out of my face! Out of my face!
Like that, my friends, is the whitest thing that I have ever seen. You cannot convince me that this individual is from a third world country when he is eating a burrito with a knife and fork, and also that you are eating it on the subway, which is just a conversation in and of itself. I don't think anybody should ever try to eat food.
Well, Brett, I do eat my burrito on a metro with my hand.
This man, who is going around saying that he is from the third world, from a third world country, he moved here from Uganda. He moved here. He moved to New York City when he was 7 years old. And what nobody on the left seems to want to acknowledge is that while, yes, I think he was born in Uganda, after that, he lived for 3 years in Cape Town, South Africa, where he attended a private school that costs $55,000 per year. And then when he's 7 years old, he does end up moving to New York City so that his father can be a professor at Columbia University. He's still in elementary school, and he ends up going to a school called the Bank Street School for Children, which costs up to $66,000 a year. But in every article people about this man. They don't talk about either of those things. He's from Uganda. He immigrated here from a third world country. He went to a science magnet school in the Bronx, wherever it was. Yes, he did do that in high school, but leading up to that, he went to multiple elite private schools, and yet he is playing this game pretending that he is working class, that he is not a objectively privileged individual. And we've talked about his education. We've talked about the fact that his father is a Columbia professor, I think still to this day. We haven't even touched his mother, who is a iconic, award-winning Bollywood film producer who is worth millions of dollars. His family lived in a $2 million New York City condo. And this man is making videos, eating rice with his hands, talking about what he learned living, growing up in a third world country. Dude, you grew up going to elite private schools in South Africa and New York City. That is your upbringing. And due to the fact that you are pushing socialism on every angle and saying it hasn't been done properly, that signals to me that you are an elite, that you are an educated, privileged individual, because most of the people that push very left-wing, almost socialist ideas, or objectively socialist ideas in this country, come from very privileged background, and yet they all try to lie to us and pretend that they have some working class upbringing.
And then it reminds me when even poor people need to remind rich people that they married, hey man, be honest.
I just fancied him, and it was as simple as that. Yeah, I mean, I think also we both come from families that work really hard. Both of our parents work really hard. We're very working class.
Be honest.
I am being honest. I am being honest.
What car did your dad drive you to school in?
So my dad did...
No, one answer.
My dad...
What car was it?
Alright, it's not a simple answer
what
because...
What did you get your dad to drive
it
you
depends.
To school in? No.
Okay,
What
in the
car?
80s my dad had a Rolls Royce.
Yes, of course it is.
Let's just say I like people that are consistent with their opinion.
Okay, no. Okay.
And now suddenly you have to be ashamed of yourself? They're applying the law. For a law that is normal, that both Democrat and Republicans have agreed on the middle ground that this is the proper thing. A law that Obama applied, and he deported way more than Trump. And now because Trump is doing it way less, but it goes for you in a positive way to call it out, because you can't call out the black man because everybody would call you racist, right?
I'm gonna move back! Get out the way! 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 I'm against the wall! Get out the way! Get out the way! Don't touch me. Don't push me.
Don't push me.
Get the wall. Get the wall.
And now they have to wear masks because you might remember, you might take picture, maybe allegedly, I'm not sure, and then you dox them.
Dox every ICE agent. Remove their mask. If they are your family member, tell us where they live, who they are. Let them know no peace, no rest, no quarter. Just because the government won't hold them accountable doesn't mean that we the people won't. Because they must know that the people have the power. Besiege their concentration camps. Find the hotels where they are staying at. Protest in front of their homes. If you see them try to kidnap somebody, do whatever you can to try to stop it. We will eventually win, but it will not be simply because we stood back and did nothing. The power is in your hands. So I ask you again, which side are you on?
That's like me saying, hey, this guy is bullying me, I can't beat him. I'm going to find his little brother at kindergarten and kick him. That is not normal.
Turn that down! It's midnight! I'm coming back every night! I'm destroying and wrecking your... Turn it down! We the people need sleep! You're worse
First thing first, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to play identity politics, but from the profile that you can see, I can generally bet 90% this is a Democrat that really wanted to sleep, but she was screaming at certain people that were throwing all these sounds at the ICE facility. Ooh, my tongue. And she was pissed. She was like, I need to sleep. Not one left-wing person, not one self-described Democrat has shown support for me or my community because you're a collateral damage and already get your black vote. Only those from those so-called right-winger have stepped up, spoken out, and shown generosity. It's a profoundly eye-opening moment. Yeah, welcome. Please know we take these concerns seriously. At the same time, we are committed to protecting individuals' right to express themselves peacefully.
Are you sure?
Our goal is to strike a balance between public safety, community and well-being and consultative rights. That's beautiful saying I don't give an F. And she responded, I can't believe this.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash purple skunk, criollo colombici jam jam, turloqueta verdeta welcome.